I remember the moment like a photograph burned into my mind. We were at my sister's house, the air thick with the smell of baked apples and cinnamon, the faint hum of the dishwasher in the background. My son, little Leo, was playing quietly on the floor, his crayons scattered around him, oblivious to the tension creeping into the room. And then my sister smirked over her dessert, fork poised midair, and said words I wasn't prepared to hear. Maybe if your son had two parents, he wouldn't be such a mess. Time seemed to pause. My fork slipped from my hand, clattering against the plate. I blinked at her, trying to process what I had just heard. Confusion hit first. Was this some twisted joke? A careless remark? But the cold edge in her tone, the cruel satisfaction in her smile, told me it was deliberate. I wanted to respond, to shout, to defend Leo, to defend myself, but instead, I felt a strange, heavy numbness settle over me. Anger bubbled beneath the surface, but it was tangled with an ache I hadn't anticipated, betrayal. Because in that moment, it wasn't just my sister mocking me. It felt like a mirror to all the ways my life had quietly unraveled. Over the next few days, I began noticing subtle signs I had ignored for too long. My ex-wife, Jenna, had been distant lately, texting late at night, always closing her messages before I could glance at them. She was more distracted during calls, more impatient when we discussed Leo, and I began questioning myself. Had I done something wrong? Was I failing my son? Was I imagining the cracks forming in the life I thought I had carefully built? One night, I caught a glimpse of her phone as she stepped out to answer a call. A message from someone named Eric lit up the screen. "Can't wait to see you tonight." My chest tightened. I felt sick, like the floor had slipped beneath me. The thought that my son's mother, my wife, my partner in raising him, could be hiding this from me made my stomach twist. I tried to rationalize it. Maybe it was innocent. Maybe I was overreacting. But the unease lingered, gnawing at me, pulling at the foundation of trust one had always taken for granted. Every smile she gave, every affectionate word, suddenly carried the weight of doubt. The way she kissed Leo goodnight, was it genuine, or was it a mask to hide her guilt? The breaking point came unexpectedly. I found a small notebook she had carelessly left on the kitchen counter. Inside were messages, plans, and confessions, notes to Eric, detailing meetings, secret dinners, fleeting moments she called ours. Reading it, I felt my heart shatter piece by piece. Everything I had hoped for, every memory I thought was safe, felt contaminated by lies. When I confronted her, the room was quiet except for the ticking of the clock and Leo's soft breathing from his bedroom. Her face was pale, eyes wide, guilt spilling into every gesture. She tried to explain, voice trembling. I didn't mean for it to happen. I felt lonely and I never wanted Leo to find out. I wanted to hate her, to scream, but the fury was muted by exhaustion and sorrow. I saw the human behind the betrayal, someone flawed, someone lost, someone making choices she would regret. And in that moment, I realized love alone wasn't enough to heal the breach. Trust, once broken, couldn't be mended with apologies. I left the room quietly, taking a deep breath in the night air. I realized that my priority wasn't punishing her. It was protecting Leo, maintaining his sense of safety and normalcy, and reclaiming my own dignity. The lessons were painful but clear. Boundaries matter. Honesty is non-negotiable, and strength often means walking away from those who hurt you, even when love still lingers. Weeks later, I sat on the porch with Leo, watching him draw with chalk on the driveway. He looked up at me, smiling, and I felt a surge of clarity and quiet strength. I couldn't change the past, and I couldn't control the choices of others, but I could shape the life I wanted for my son, teaching him resilience, honesty, and self-respect. My sister's words had cut deep, my wife's betrayal had burned brighter, but in the ashes, I found something vital, a steadfast, unwavering sense of who I was, what I stood for, and the love I could give Leo without compromise. And for the first time in months, I felt the future stretch before me, not as a series of losses, but as a canvas of hope, patience, and enduring strength.